Alright, so in these video series we're looking at what's called the double number line. And I like this model because it helps us deal with fractions that other models don't help with. In past videos I went over the money model and the clock model. Very helpful, very useful, but how do they deal with fractions like 1/7 and 1/9? So the double number line, it lets us deal and understand and think about fractions with fractions, and decimals and percents that are less friendly, like 1/7 and 1/9. So what is a double number line? How does it work? Well, we draw a number line, right? And the double number line works because what's happening is on the top portion, what we put as our fractions, our non-whole numbers, and down here we'll put our whole numbers. And that's where the idea of the double comes from on the number line. So for example, what happens if we want to add 1/7 and 1/5? Well, the way the number line works is we can start with an endpoint. So I'm going to put a little dash right here. And that endpoint is what you recognize as being a friendly number for both 7 and 5. So what number is friendly to both 7 and 5? Or what number works really well with 7 and 5? One thing we could pick is 35, right? Because 7 and 5 both go into 35 evenly. And you ask, well, how many times does 5 go into 35? Well, that's 7 times, all right? So now we draw our first dash, which is a 7. So you can say, if we hop up from our starting point, a fifth of 35, we will reach 7, right? Because 5 goes into 35 7 times. So 1/5 of 35 is this chunk right here, 7. And now we have to add a 7th to that, right? We haven't dealt with the 7th yet. Well, how many times does 7 go into 35, right? Well, 7, actually I'll go back. So 5 times 7 was 35. Okay, so we hopped up 7 places and we hopped up 1/5. Now 7 times 5 is also 35, right? So we're going to hop up another 5, and that will bring us to 12, and that's 1/7. And what does that mean? Well, we reached 12 when we hopped up a 5th and a 7th. So when we add a 7th and a 5th, we get 12 out of 35. And this might seem really bizarre at first, and we'll try a bunch of examples to get familiar with this, and maybe I'll get better at explaining it. But try and be open to the idea of what this double number line is about, because it will allow us to think about a lot of different fractions and lead us to the idea, without memorizing it, but intuitively, that what we want to do right here is find something that 7 and 5 have in common that will allow us to deal with this number line. So I hope these videos help.